Are you hungry?
Give me something good.
Hi, and welcome to another of these kind of basics episode of Görgött. Today we're making sauerkraut. And just to prepare you, it takes about 3 to 4 weeks to really make sauerkraut, but it's very easy. So we'll go through the couple of steps, and I will film this over the 3 and 4 weeks, and then cut it together to what you are watching now. But before we have a look at the ingredients, there are very few. Basically, if you want to go basics, there's only 2, but we're putting some other things. But before we have a look at them, do me the favor, support the channel by clicking the subscribe button and checking the bell icon so that you get notifications. But now let's have a look. I've chosen to go with these pointed cabbage. You can also go with normal white cabbage, or basically you can go with whatever you want. I mean, kimchi is just another kind of variation of sauerkraut. In the end, it's fermented cabbage, right? But I'm going for these ones. Then we need some salt. So that's the 2 ingredient basic. But I'm also adding some caraway seeds and some black peppercorns. That's basically all that we need. And you need a jar to kind of fill it in and to leave it for the 3 to 4 weeks. But we'll start with prepping our cabbage. I'll show you one and then you can do it yourself. Now, this also depends a bit on what you like, but I take the stem out. And then you could potentially start shredding it from here, but I like it a little bit finer, so we're putting them in quarts. And then we just shred it up. I would say 2 to 3 millimeters thick. And this you need to do to all your cabbage. If you want to do 1 kilo, you want to do half a kilo, you want to do 2 kilos. I have about 3 something kilos here. So I'll cut all of that and I'll see you in a couple of minutes. It's hidden underneath, but there's a kitchen scale there as well. As you can see here, we cut all our pointed cabbage. Now we have to weigh it because you need to get the right salt ratio. For 1 kilo of cabbage, you need 20 grams of salt. We have a couple of different containers. Let's put this on 0. You can't see it because the container is too big. That's 1013. So basically 1 kilo. And I will add 20 grams of salt to this. Like so. I'll put these to the side and make them in another container. And now for our pepper. There's no specific measurement, but I like something like a teaspoon. And the same for the caraway seeds. Maybe, teaspoon and a half. And now we need to mix all of this. So for that, we'll remove the scale. And then we'll slowly start so that it doesn't go everywhere. And the point of this is for the salt to kind of draw the liquid out of the cabbage. And obviously for the salt to kind of go everywhere. So do that. And I'll see you in, probably takes 5 minutes or so. Now, what you can do if you don't feel like mixing them with your hands like this, you can mix through it quickly and then just let it stand for quite a bit and then mix it again. Like that, you don't have to mix as much with your hand. But it's already drawing quite a lot of water. Everything into one bowl, because once you've kind of massaged in the salt, it obviously loses a lot of volume. So I could fit 3 bowls into one. Now in total, when I measured this for the 3 bowls, or everything that's in here, was 2.8 kilos. So now what you have to do, I hope you can see it here. Can you see all the liquid? You have to fill this into the glass. You have to make sure that you have enough liquid to cover the cabbage. So we'll start with doing that. At the end, you might need a ladle or just pour it in. I'll see you in a little bit. This might take a little bit. Now I think we'll be able to pour the rest. I will make sure that everything is clean. Press down a bit. I hope you can see it, but the liquid really covers it. So we don't need additional liquid. Now, if you do need additional liquid, you can do that. You can just take some water. And I think the ratio is, but you might need to look this up, per liter of water, 30 grams of salt. And that's all the work. Now we just have to wait for the lacto fermentation to start. And what I'll do is I will leave it like this now, with just the lid on top, not closed, for a week in room temperature. And then I will see you again in a week, and we'll see if it's ready to be closed and put in a kind of cooler, darker place, which would be, in my case, the cellar. I'll see you in a week. And here we have it, a week-old sauerkraut. A week ago, we prepped everything and put it in this jar. In between, I've had the lid closed a bit, I've been opening it, and as long as you can hear like a hissing when you open it, it's not done. It needs to, as you could tell now, it was quiet. I hope you can see it from the top. I have a little glass weight that I've had in here, and you can see it's still really wet with plenty of juices. Now, if you don't have one of these, the easiest is to just take like double bag plastic bags and put water in that and put that on top, and that will weigh it down. Because the danger is if it's not covered with liquid, it will start to produce like a mold and go bad. So we don't want that. But this is a week old. It's ready to eat. Optimal would probably be another 2 weeks now in a cool, dark place. But I'm definitely going to give this a try now with you together. So let's get a plate and a fork and we'll give it a try. I don't know if you can tell, well, you probably can because you just saw a week ago, a minute ago, but the color has changed dramatically. It used to be quite a vibrant green, and now it's more a yellow, white yellow, pale yellow color. I'm not going to serve much more than that because we're just tasting it, right? But before we give it a try, as always, if you stuck with me this far in this episode, there must have been something you enjoyed. So do me the huge favor, hit the thumbs up button below. It really helps me to get my content out there in the YouTube universe. But now, let's dig in. And a nice crunch still. Obviously a nice fermented taste to it, but also the caraway seeds gives it a really good flavor. For me, this is perfect. You can put more or less caraway seeds, but I think what I did is a good kind of balance. But you just need to try it out. Now, what you could do is either portion it into smaller glasses, put them in the fridge. Once you put it in the fridge, it kind of stops. It continues to ferment a little bit, but it's much, much slower. I would probably divide in a couple of glasses and give to friends. I have a lot of friends who enjoy sauerkraut. It's really healthy. There's a lot of vitamins in it. But don't forget, as soon as you heat it, there's some dishes where you kind of cook the sauerkraut afterwards, and then unfortunately the vitamins disappear, but it still tastes great. And it's such an easy recipe. It's basically 2 ingredients and some aromatics like the caraway seed and the black pepper, but it's only cabbage and salt. And we use the pointed cabbage. It's not a huge difference. I prefer it. I think it's a little bit finer in texture, but yeah, in a blind tasting, I probably couldn't tell one from the other once it turned into sauerkraut. Now, in the upcoming episodes, maybe not the next one, but relatively soon, I'll also make a dish with the sauerkraut, and then you can see how you can use it and not just eat it like this. but it's really good like this as well. That's pretty much from this basic episode, how to make sauerkraut. It's a short one, and I hope you try it out if you enjoy it. It's really versatile, and you'll see that in some later episodes. But all that's left now is to ask you to do me the favor, if you're not supporting the channel yet, subscribe button, bell icon, and leave a comment below. Take care. Until next time. Bye-bye.